In this video, let us solve this question. So we have 2 raised to power 6 minus 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 2. And here, we want to solve for the value of t. Now to do so, solution. So we have 2 raised to power 6 minus 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 2. So the first thing we're going to do is to move 2 to this other side of the equation, such that this becomes 2 raised to power 6 minus 2 raised to power 3, then plus 2 crosses the equality sign, it changes to minus 2 is equal to, here then becomes 0. And from here, we can write 6 as 3 times 2. So t raised to power 3 times 2, then minus t raised to power 3, then minus 2 is equal to 0. With this, we can write this as in bracket t raised to power 3 whole power of 2 minus t raised to power 3 minus 2 is equal to 0. At this junction, we can say let x equal to t raised to power 3, such that we replace t raised to power 3 with x. And from here, this becomes x squared, then minus x, then minus 2 is equal to 0. And from here, we have a quadratic equation. So we have x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. To solve this equation, we're going to make use of the factorization method. So we're going to look at two factors that once we add it, right, it will give us the coefficient of x right here. And once we multiply it, it will give us the constant 2 right here. So thinking of the values, if you have minus 2, then plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 is equal to minus 1. And minus 1 is the coefficient of x right here. And also, if you multiply minus 2 times 1, what you will get is minus 2. And that is the constant right here. So in place of minus x, we can bring in minus 2x and plus 1x, such that from here, this becomes x squared, then minus 1x, you replace it with the two factors, which are minus 2, then plus 1. So it becomes minus 2x, then plus 1x, and that's the same thing as x. Then minus 2 is equal to 0. At this junction, we can then simply group this. So with this, looking at this first group right here, we have a common factor, which is x. So factorize out x. If you factorize out x from x squared, we are left with x. And also, if you factorize out x from minus 2x, we are left with minus 2. Good. Now to the second group, we have x minus 2. So factorize out plus 1. So plus 1. If you factorize out plus 1 from x, you have x. And then here also you have minus 2 is all equal to 0. Such that we can then pick the ones outside the bracket and group it. So we have x and plus 1 outside the bracket. So group it, x plus 1. And then we have x minus 2. So pick one of it, x minus 2. Then it's all equal to 0. At this junction, we can equate this to 0 or this to 0. So x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. And then let us then solve for these two equations. So for this first equation, which is x plus 1 is equal to 0, move plus 1 over to this side. The value of x is equal to minus 1. Okay? Or from this other equation, that x minus 2 is equal to 0, move minus 2 over to this side. The value of x is equal to plus 2. Good. Now recall that we said that let x equals to t raised to power 3, and the goal is to solve for the value of t. So recall that x is equal to t raised to power 3. So that means that for the first value of x, which is minus 1, we are going to replace x with minus 1. So x as minus 1 is equal to t raised to power 3. And this can be written as t raised to power 3 is equal to minus 1. So to then solve for the value of t, with this, we are then going to move minus 1 over to this side of the equation. This then becomes t raised to power 3. Then if minus 1 crosses the equal sign, it becomes plus 1 is then equal to, here becomes 0. Now this 1 can still be written as 1 raised to power 3 because 1 power of 3 is still what? 1. And from here, what we have is the sum of 2 cubed. If you have a raised to power 3 plus b raised to power 3, this is equal to a plus b all multiplied by a squared, then minus ab plus b squared. And in this case, the value of a is t, while the value of b is equal to 1, such that if we are to expand this, this is then equal to, in brackets, a is t plus b is 1, all multiplied by a is t, so t squared, then minus a is t times b is 1, that is t, plus b is 1, so 1 squared, that is the same thing as 1, is then equal to 0. And from here, we can then equate this to 0 and also equate this to 0. So t plus 1 is equal to 0, or t squared minus t plus 1 is equal to 0. So for this first linear equation right here, let us solve for the value of t. So from t plus 1 equals to 0, from t plus 1 is equals 0, move plus 1 over to this side, the value of t is equal to minus 1. So this is the first value of t. Good. Now let us then solve for the other value of t from this other equation. So from that, we have it as, we have the equation to be t squared plus t plus 1 is equal to 0. And this is a quadratic equation. So we are going to solve it using the quadratic formula. With respect to t, the formula is given by t is equal to minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And in this case, the value of a is equal to the coefficient of t squared, which is 1. The value of b is the coefficient of t, which is also 1. The value of c is the constant, which is 1. So with this, the value of t is equal to minus b is 1, then plus or minus square root b squared, b is 1, so 1 squared, minus 4 times a is 1, times c is also 1, then all over 2 times a is 1. And from here, the value of t is equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times 4 is 4, all over 2 times 1 is 2. So from here, the value of t is equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root of 1 minus 4 is minus 3, then all over 2, right? The value of t is then equal to minus 1 plus or minus, we can write root minus 3 as root minus 1 times 3, then all over 2, such that value of t is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root minus 1 times root 3, then all over 2. So solving this further, the value of t is equal to 1 plus or minus root minus 1 is I, then times root 3, then all over 2, such that value of t2 is equal to 1 plus I root 3 all over 2, and the value of t3 is equal to 1 minus I times root 3 all over 2. And with this, we've gotten the value of t2 and also the value of t3. Good. So with this, the next thing is to solve for the other values of t. So don't forget that from here, we said that, recall, x is equal to t raised to power 3. And we've gotten the value of t using the first value of x. So for the second value of x, which equals 2, recall that x equals t raised to power 3. So recall that x equals t raised to power 3, and the value of x2 is equal to 2. So inputting the value of x as 2, 2 is equal to t raised to power 3. Now to run solve for t, multiply both sides of the equation with power 1 over 3. So in bracket 2 raised to power 1 over 3 is equal to, in bracket, t raised to power 3 power of 1 over 3. And from here, 3, we cancel 3. The value of t is equal to 2 raised to power 1 over 3. Or t is equal to the cube root of 2. So with this, I've gotten the fourth value for the solution of t. Good. Now, we have two real solutions and two complex solutions for the value of t. So this is the first real solution, t4 equals to 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, and the second real solution is that t1 is equal to minus 1. So let us check if the solution for the value of t that we got is will satisfy the given equation. So t1 was equal to minus 1 and t4 is equal to 2 raised to the power 1 over 3. And the equation is t raised to the power 6 minus t raised to the power 3 is equal to 2. So let us check. Let's check. Now for the first value of t, that t is equal to minus 1, I'm putting the value of minus 1 into this equation, then t is minus 1 all raised to the power 6 minus t is minus 1 all raised to the power 3, with this equal to question mark. From here, minus 1 all raised to the power 6 is equal to plus 1, then minus 1 all raised to the power 3 is equal to minus 1, and with this equal to question mark. From here, 1 minus times minus is plus, so plus 1 will give us 2 question mark. 1 plus 1 is 2, and this equals 2. So obviously, the solution that we got for the value of t1 as minus 1 is the correct solution. Good. Now let us then confirm for the other value of t, which is t4 equals 2 raised to the power 1 over 3. So from here, that t4, that t is equal to 2 raised to the power 1 over 3. Okay. Now, in putting the value of t into the equation, that t is 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, power of 6, minus t is 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, power of 3. So, with this equal to question mark. From here, power 6 multiply 1 over 3, so 2 raised to the power 6 over 3 minus 2 raised to the power 3 multiplies 1 over 3, that becomes 3 over 3, with this equal to question mark. From here, 2 raised to the power 3 will divide 6, you have 2 minus 2, then power 3 will divide power 3, we have 2, with this equal to question mark. Now 2 squared is 4, 4 minus 2 will give us 2, 4 minus 2 is obviously 2, and this is equal to 2. So that means that the other solution for the value of t, which equals 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, also is the correct solution. So with this, we have two real solutions and two complex solutions. So at this junction, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this video. But then don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.